What's up, divas? What's up, divas? What's up, divos? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all already know what time it is. It's Real Talk Wednesday. What's up, everybody? I hope y'all all are having like a really blessed day, a really great day. Whenever you're watching this video, what's up? What's up, everybody? So today, of course, I have on a wig. I just finished doing some wig videos. I normally do real talk before I do wig videos, but I thought I would get on here and look just extra cute for you guys. Like, I want to be on here and look extra cute for you guys. A little bit of makeup, a little bit of hair. Ain't nothing wrong with putting yourself together. So that's what I did. I did 3 wig videos today, and here I am. It is 5 o'clock on the dot, actually, okay? But yes, you guys, so I did do a wig video today. It is a Monday, and of course, here I am. Girl, let me tell y'all. So, of course, for the weekend, what did I do? I really didn't do much of anything for the weekend because I just really, really wanted to get myself together. You ever have those moments when you really need to just get yourself together? You need to sit and ponder. You need to sit and think. You really need to get yourself together and do certain things for yourself. Either it's self-love, self-care, I don't know, but you just really sometimes need to get yourself together and just kind of like step back from things. So that's what I kind of did this weekend. I just mainly chilled and relaxed. I did go to bed early. Lately, I haven't been able to sleep really well. I've been doing a lot of tossing and turning. Not really sure why. It's probably the same thing over the years. I do suffer from insomnia. So I was sleeping for a good while, for a minute, but it seems like when I don't have any marijuana is when I don't sleep that well. And I'm really trying to break myself out of that habit. Like, what I say is break myself out of that habit is, girl, I'm trying to take a little break, a breaky break. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, other than that, like, that's all I did this weekend. But so anyway, other than that, I went ahead this weekend. I did do my nails on Saturday. Okay, this little airbrush look. I did my nails, definitely representing my grandsons because, as you guys know, with the Puerto Rican flag, okay, and representing all of my Puerto Rican divas too, but my 4 grandsons are Puerto Rican, okay, and black. I also did a little nail tutorial. That's what I did this weekend. But anyway, other than that, we're gonna get right into this real talk because I know y'all got shit to do, just like I got shit to do too. So if you have a real talk that you would like me to talk about, go ahead and send me an email to muffinismylovers2012@gmail.com, or you can also send it to aprilsrealtalk@gmail.com. Please make sure to put in the subject line real talk. And let me apologize in advance if I end up looking the wrong way and not at the lens right here, because like I said, I am filming with my iPhone, and I'm so used to my Canon camera being in a certain place and looking at a certain spot that I'm really not used to this right now. And I am using the back lenses, so I can't even see myself on the screen, but I can see myself on the screen here. But I just want to apologize in advance if I look like I'm looking elsewhere and I'm really, really not. We got to get it together, okay? Anyway, let's get into this real talk, okay? Okay, so first of all, this is a man that wrote me this real talk, which is cool. I appreciate it. I welcome everybody. Anybody can write me. It doesn't even matter. Dog, cats, fish, you know, if y'all can talk, y'all can type, just write me a letter. But anyway, so this is a guy. Hey, Muffin. I've been with my wife, Lisa, since high school. We've had 3 kids, and I've been loyal, hardworking, and done everything as a husband is supposed to do. I even forgave her for cheating when the DNA test came back showing our second child wasn't mine. I wanted to hold the family together, so I swallowed my pride and tried to move on. But now, the newest baby, just 1 year old, doesn't look like me at all. And I've started noticing all the signs I missed before. Sneaky text messages, deleted call logs, whispers when she thinks I'm not around. She's still lying, still manipulative, and honestly, I think she's seeing someone else right under my nose. She disrespects me constantly, belittles me in front of the kids and my friends and even her family, calls me lazy when I work 50 plus hours a week, spends my hard earned money like it's her own. Every time I try to confront her, she gaslights me and acts like I'm paranoid. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't know how much longer I can pretend everything is okay. I want to protect my kids and myself, but I'm trapped in this toxic cycle with a woman who shows me time and time again that she doesn't care about me or the family I fought to provide. Yesterday, I confronted her about the baby, and she laughed in my face and said, well, you might want to get used to the idea that this one might not be yours either. Muffin, how do you survive when the person you trusted the most keeps proving they're the problem? I feel like my whole life has been a lie. Thank you, David. First of all, like I said, it's really cool to have a guy write in sometimes. I love you women too, but I know there's other people out there that are not female that do deserve to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody writing me. But David, you really need to grow some balls, baby. I hate to say this because I'm a girl's girl. David, listen, just grow some balls, please. This is sad. This is like a really sad situation. You know what's so crazy though? You know that show, and I'm like addicted. I like to watch it every now and then. Paternity Court. Now, I'm not really sure if they have new episodes, but every now and then I'll catch it. And it's so crazy, but I hate to see people on there making a fool of themselves, embarrassing themselves for the whole world to see. That's like watching Maury and you be sitting on stage swearing up and down that he is the father and you ain't slept with nobody else. And then when Maury brings the DNA test results, you fall out the chair and scream and cry and just be like, ah, and have a whole fit on the floor and then run off the stage. And then you just start punching the air and sliding down the wall crying. Like, that's how it be on Maury. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to see women embarrass themselves like that on TV. I don't know about y'all, but listen, I don't really care how much a DNA test will cost. I'm going to just have to pay for it. We're going to have to pay for this together. I'm going to have to just put it on Afterpay or Klarna or something because I refuse to get on TV or anywhere else for anybody to realize that that is not the baby father and that you are a hoe. Like, I mean, I know shit happens, but goddamn. Okay? Like, I've seen these shows and they'll test like 2 people at a time and then he's not the father and nor is he. And that kind of sucks. But the fact that this man has been a good father and has been holding it down, and the fact that he swallowed his pride and just to take care of the family together and took care of some baby. Let me tell you something. If I was a man and I had a woman and we had a family together, and did he say 3 kids? What did he say? Let me see. Hold up. Okay, so the second kid, he found out the second kid was not his. He had a DNA test. Now the third kid doesn't look like him at all. And I get that. This is the one thing that I do really hate is when the men get on any type of show or just be on it at all and just be like, well, that ain't my baby because she or he don't look anything like me. He don't got my ears. He ain't got my nose. He ain't got my toes. He ain't got the gap in my tooth. He ain't my color. Like, you do know that baby are not born without teeth, right? You do know baby are not born with teeth. And you do know that when a baby comes out, they're not going to come out chocolatey brown. They're going to come out waterlogged and looking grayish kind of color. They're never going to come out their actual color, like their full-blown adult grown-up kid color. They're never going to look like that. They always look like little scrunched up old people. I don't think no newborn babies ever look like any of their parents. Never. I will say my kids never looked like any of us. You know what I'm saying? My first son, my first kid, he came out pale as ever, like looked like milk. And he had this cone-shaped head. He just wasn't really cute at all. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that. And my mother stood there and she said, you sure you ain't got a baby by a white man? Like, that's the first thing she said as soon as he came out, as I was still laying on the table. And, you know, of course he got his color later on in life and he looked just like his biological father. But in the beginning, he didn't look like anybody but himself. And I think like all babies, newborns, and for a few months, they just look like themselves. They don't look like anybody. They look like little old young people. They look like little old young people or little young old looking people. They really don't have any type of look to them. So that's the one thing that I really don't like when a father always says, oh, well, the baby don't look like me. But even if the kid is like an adult, they get mad and they'll say, well, that's not my kid. They don't look like me. Don't you feel like they got a mother too? They could look like the mother or somebody else on the mother's side of the family. My grandson, Tinky, he doesn't look like my daughter at all. He looks like me. So, you know what I'm saying? He looks like me. He doesn't look like his mother. Now, her daughter looks like she stole my daughter's face. Like she stole her mother's face. But that's the one thing that I really don't like, when men are always like, well, the baby don't look like me. The baby doesn't have to look like you, because you're not the one that made him all alone. He does have a mother too. And let's not forget, babies don't come out looking like their parents when they're first born. They don't even look like much of anything. Half of them ain't even cute. And I'm gonna just be here to say that. Half of those little newborn babies are not that cute. They're not that good looking, but they do grow into their looks. You know, it's like the story of the ugly duckling, period. So, David, let's not say that the baby doesn't look like you. However, I get the point where you feel like she's been cheating and she's being sneaky. And the fact that you did bring it up to her and confront her about that, and the only thing that she could say was, what did she say? Well, you might want to get used to the idea that this one might not be yours either. I don't know about y'all, but if a woman that I was married to told me that you might want to get used to this baby not being yours either, sweetheart, not only am I going to take you to DNA court, but bitch, I'm about to take you to divorce court too. We're going to be on paternity court, and then we're going to be also on divorce court. We're going to cash in on both at the same time. Like straight up. And even if the baby is mine, bitch, I'm going to still divorce you. David, you good, because I don't know about you, but I would have had a problem with being that supportive. Like, I know it's not the baby's fault and the baby's here, but that bitch, I would have had to leave her alone. Now, here's the thing. She calls you lazy. You work 50 hours a week. She's an at-home mom because he didn't say she has a job. She takes all his money as if it's her own. So even if she does have a job, not only that, but she is belittling him in front of friends, family, his family, her family, and the children. I'm going to just say this. How much humiliation can one person take? Like, let's just be so for real. How much can one person take? I don't know about y'all, but it's a certain time and a place for everything. And I just feel like when you are with a person, just be honest with them. If you feel like you need to cheat on a person, then why bother? I feel like cheating is so much work. And I say that because you got to be sneaky. Being sneaky and doing things behind another person's back takes a lot of work. Like, seriously. And I don't know about y'all, but I've never been that great at being sneaky, and I just don't have the time for it. If you feel like you need to cheat on somebody, then that means that you don't need to be with them. Why cheat on a person? Just leave them the fuck alone and go find a new relationship. It's just that easy. Like, why do you want to feel like you need to lie and be sneaky? That's like a lot of work. Plus, when you lie, you have to keep up with that lie. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're honest, there's no keeping up. It's just honest. It's just coming out naturally because this is the honest truth. And I don't know about you, but I'm not really for the cheating and the belittling. Like, I just can't. You can't belittle me and cheat on me at the same time. But also, you got a baby with somebody else. So this is what I want to know, David. Where's the baby father at to the second baby? Because you might have signed the birth certificate. If you signed the birth certificate, you are the legal father. Therefore, that means that regardless if that baby is not yours or not, the second one, and you signed the birth certificate, you have all legal obligations for that second child that isn't yours, which is a manly thing to do. If that's what you want to do, then I commend you on that. However, sometimes you got to grow some balls. I don't know about you, David, but I just am not going to allow somebody to constantly dig me down into the grave with them. You know what I'm saying? Life is so fucking short, and why be miserable with somebody when you could just cut them the fuck off and you could just be happy on your own? You could do bad by yourself. Like, let's just be for real. You could do bad by yourself. Imagine telling someone who worked 50 hours a week that they're lazy. I wish a motherfucker would tell me that I was lazy and I put in 50 plus hours a week. Sweetheart, when I tell you I would pack my shit the fuck up and go about my business real quick, I would take my lazy job working ass somewhere else where somebody else appreciates me. Now, I'm not telling David to leave his wife and kids, but what I am telling David is he needs to get some balls. How would your wife like it if you were the cheater and you had a baby outside of the marriage? Because that's what she did. She had a baby outside of the marriage. And you know what makes it worse? As a woman, the baby normally is with you. So it's not like it's a dude who had a baby outside the marriage and the baby doesn't have to be there 24/7. You have to get to know the baby. You have to live with the baby and your wife, the baby that's not yours. He did say she constantly puts him down and ridicules and humiliates him in front of the children. Now, I don't know how old the children are because he did not state that, but I really don't feel like it's a motherly grown-up thing to do, to constantly ridicule and humiliate your children's father in front of them, regardless if you're together or not. Let's not do shit like that, because that just shows the child that they can be disrespectful to that parent as well. So he says, Muffin, how do you survive when the person you trusted the most keeps proving they're the problem? I feel like my whole life has been a lie. How do you survive? I'm gonna just say this. I was a married wife too. I was married at a time. And I'll just say this. If that were me and I was the woman whose man stepped out of the marriage and had a baby on me while we were married with somebody else, I wouldn't fuck with him no more. I would just really just leave him the hell alone. That's how I would survive. Like, maybe in my younger days, I would have just went along with the program. Like, when I say went along with the program, like, I would have forgave him and just, accepted the child and forgave him. But now, as a grown-er woman who knows much more and who's been through enough, I wouldn't even deal with it. Like, I get it. Everybody has mistakes, and I get it. It's not the baby's fault, but I wouldn't be accepting to that. Like, no. Like, I just wouldn't be accepting to it. Because if you can be accepting to that, that means you can just be accepting to anything. And I feel like, as a person, if another person could put you through that, then I feel like they can put you through anything. And if another person can put you through that and you can forgive them and continue on with them, then I feel like they can take that as, oh, I can do something else that's even worse, or I could do this again, and they'll still be with me. And I don't want anybody to feel like I'm vulnerable and desperate to be with them. So I would definitely have to survive and let them go. Like, that's just my take on it. Like, I'm not going to allow anybody to constantly humiliate me and make me feel less of a person. Like, okay, we get it in the beginning. People argue, they have miscommunication, they have issues with one another. You know what I'm saying? And they resolve it. But after a while, when you're constantly humiliated and she's running you, she's really basically walking all over you like you're a doormat. And it sucks to say this, David, but you allow it. And I'm not saying, oh, put your wife in a headlock and get into a screaming match with her. No, you don't have to do that. What you have to do is grow some balls and take it upon yourself to get a DNA test for this new baby. She might have just said that to you like, well, you might want to get used to the idea. She might have just said that to you because she probably felt hurt because you confronted her about the new baby. So she might have wanted to retaliate with you and make you feel just as hurt as she felt when you asked her. However, that doesn't make it right either, because you only asked that question because you've already been through that with her. And I don't know how many times this woman has cheated on him, but I'm sorry, I'm not about to allow someone to constantly cheat on me. Like I said, yeah, people do make mistakes and they learn from that. And then that mistake, you learn from it and you move on and you do better. But you can't constantly be cheating on a motherfucker and apologizing to them and feel like it's okay, because it doesn't work like that. However, David, if you're going to keep allowing it and keep being there and keep allowing her to do these things to you, then she's just going to keep doing them. That's just like, I'm going to just use this as an example. I get with somebody and he tells me I don't have to do anything but just lay around the house and not pay bills. Then, bitch, I'm going to do that. Because you allow me. If I see you allowing me to do that, I'm going to do that. Okay? Until you tell me otherwise. However, you did confront her and you did swallow your pride. I don't know about you, but if you continuously swallow your pride, you're not going to have any left. Like, straight up. If you continuously swallow your pride, you're not going to have any left. Like, when you swallow your pride, you're letting your pride go. But don't you need that to be, like, self-sufficient? Like, when you have pride, you take pride in yourself. You take pride in your beliefs. That means you stand stern. You stand tall. You are who you are, and you don't take nothing for granted. You don't take people for granted. You don't allow people to walk all over you and take advantage of you. When you stop swallowing your pride, David, then people may stop taking over and walking all over you. I'm not saying be obnoxious with not swallowing your pride, but standing firm and standing on business is what I'm trying to get at you. I'm not saying put your wife in a headlock and have a screaming match with her, because God forbid. No, we don't need to do that. That's another thing. If you feel like you got to put your hands on somebody, then you need to leave them alone. There's really no reason to go beating up people. When we're adults, I really don't feel like we should have domestic violence because we're grown. Let's just be able to use our words and our communication a whole lot better. Granted, there are some people that you just do want to knock upside the fucking head, but what I tell y'all, Sometimes you have to be the bigger adult and the bigger person. David, it's not about swallowing pride, because like I said, if you keep swallowing your motherfucking pride, you ain't gonna have none left. So let's not swallow too much pride, but let's put some, authority in ourselves and stop allowing people to walk all over you. You feel like your life is a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a fucked up feeling. I hope, like, when you get married, like when people get married, yeah, true indeed, people do have differences. People do have problems. People have issues. Everybody argues. I don't give a fuck how much you say, oh, we in a great relationship. Bitch, everybody motherfucking argue, okay, in a relationship. Nobody is living in a bed of roses. And if you are, then you're delusional, okay? I feel like maybe couples don't argue anymore when they get like really old. Not like really, really old, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever see a couple, like I love to see these type of couples. They mad old, they elderly. And then, I always smile. I remember this one time I had seen this elderly couple, and he was holding her hand in Target, and they were so cute together because they were so old together. And I just stood there and smiled. And so the lady looked at me and she smiled back at me. And I did ask him, I said, do you mind if I ask you a question? And then I asked her, and she said, we've been together since high school. That's the type of love I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? And I'm pretty sure, like, they had their moment as younger people, with, communication or arguments and shit. But it just seems like once you get like really older, you guys been through so much, there's nothing to argue over anymore. You're too old. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoy one another. And I know that's not possible, 100% possible to enjoy each other all the time, because people do fall out of love, or sometimes things irritate people and they may have a moment. But I really feel like, if you constantly allow somebody to walk all over you, regardless if you're married or not, it could be your job, it could be your children, it could be your friends. If you constantly allow these people to walk all over you and smile and swallow your pride, you're not going to have anything left of pride, and they're just going to take total advantage of you. And then you're going to be stuck with children that aren't yours and miserable. Now you have this third kid who you don't think is yours because he or she doesn't look like you. That doesn't automatically mean that the child is not yours. And your wife might have felt a certain type of way when you confronted her, and that's maybe why she said what she said to you in response. Not saying that it was right for her to say that, and I'm not saying that it was right for you to confront her. I'm not really sure how you confronted her. You may have been like obnoxious about it or irate. I don't really know because I wasn't there. But either way, you both are wrong. She's wrong for humiliating you and ridiculing you. You wrong for allowing it to happen and not standing firmly. Like, I know we have families and we try to stick together, but I just need people to realize, like, when you have a toxic relationship, it's not going to get no better. It's best for you to just pack your shit up and go. And David, if I were you, I would just go ahead and get a DNA test. Go ahead and get a DNA test. You could just swab your son, and she never has to know. I'm not saying be sneaky behind her back, but just do something for yourself that makes you feel comfortable. And if the kid comes back that he isn't, or he is yours, then apologize to your wife and let her know, I apologize. But if he ain't yours, honey, that's when you need to go to court and start getting a divorce. I mean, I hate to see people get divorces, but sometimes you just got to do what's best for you. Why stay with somebody who's toxic and makes you miserable? You know what I'm saying? He didn't say not one time was he happy in his email. And he said, yesterday I confronted her about the baby, and she laughed in my face and said, well, you might want to get used to the idea that this one might not be yours either. Muffin, how do you survive when the person you trusted the most keeps proving you the problem? David, you are the problem. If you keep trusting the person the most, that is the problem, and you keep staying with them, then you are the problem. That's all. Put your big boy underwears on, stand firm on what you believe, and get your life back together. Period. What would y'all do if that were you? Man or woman, what would you do if that was your husband or wife and that happened and they had a baby outside of the marriage? What would you do? Like, even if it was your boyfriend or girlfriend, what would you do? I want to know, because me personally, like I said, honestly, the old me would have dealt with it because I know myself back then. But the new me, the older me, the young me would have dealt with it. Excuse me. The young me would have dealt with it, and I would have I did say the old me. The old me would have dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I would have probably been pissed off and hurt, but then I would have not come to my senses, but what I would have thought would have been to come to my senses back then. I would have, but the new me, first of all, I'm 51 years old, so I damn sure don't want my old ass man, because you got to be the same age as me if we're together. You shouldn't be having babies on me at this situation. But what I know now, what things that I didn't know then, but what I know now, I would have really loved for the older me to just come back back in time and just tell the younger me, girl, you really need to chill and leave this person alone. I wish I could have did that. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of you guys out there that wish that the older you would just come back in time and visit you while y'all were young and say, hey, listen, I'm you in the future. And I'm going to just tell you what you're doing right now ain't going to work out for you in the future. I wish we could all have that, but it's unfortunate we don't. So we have to learn from our mistakes in life and go through shit. But David, grow some balls, baby, because as long as you keep allowing this type of behavior, she's going to keep doing it to you. You know what I'm saying? Get a DNA test. And if it's time for you to move on, just make sure you take care of your children and live a happy life, because life is too short to allow anybody to make you miserable. Okay? On that note, you guys, I love y'all all. I'm going to go. Girl, I got to go. I'm hungry. It's 5:43. I haven't eaten at all today. I want to eat dinner. My daughter Tati is making steak in the oven, and I'm smelling it. So it is time for me to go. I'm gonna take out my teeth, okay, and I'm gonna go. But I love y'all. I hope y'all all have a beautiful, blessed day. Whenever you're watching this video, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.